Hello, good evening, and welcome to another episode of Barbed Wire, brought to you by TNT Extreme Wrestling. And this is the pre-show, and we are going to be looking at a couple of shows that are just around the corner, just a few days away. No Limit and Cold Day in Hell. I'll tell you what, I don't know about Cold Day in Hell. It's been a cold day where I live. If it's not flooded in my local area, it's been absolutely bitterly cold. But to bring a little bit of temperature to proceedings, I've got none other than the busiest man in British professional wrestling, the man behind the mic, the man behind the scenes, Mr. Mad Dog himself. Mike, Mad Dog Angus, great to have you back on Barbed Wire, my friend.
Thank you so much, John. It's a pleasure to be here, as always. And but Mad Dog Mike Angus is bringing the hot stuff to TNT this weekend, and it's going to be... we're going to heat the place up, but it's, it has been chilly. I've heard you've been out in your canoe today, Johners. How did that go?
Yeah, it took me 3 times longer than it should have to get back from a show the other night, but nearly had to swim home, Mike. And today it's freezing over. So have you ever seen that film Day After Tomorrow? Very similar to that. Yeah. But we'll move on to better things. And let's say Cold Day in Hell and No Limit. They're going to be 2 fantastic shows, 2 bangers brought to you by TNT. And we're going to talk all about them. But we are live. And thank you if you are tuning in live. And interact with the show. Get in touch. Send us your questions. Send us your comments. What matches are you most looking forward to from TNT Ignition No Limit and TNT Extreme Wrestling Cold Day in Hell? And we're going to break down all the matches that have been announced, the full cards. So if you're not too familiar with what's going to go down this coming Saturday from the Fusion nightclub in Liverpool, Saturday the 30th, then you will do very, very soon. And lots and lots to get into. And without further ado, let's just bring up some graphics here. We're going to talk about TNT Ignition No Limit. And that's going to be the daytime show brought to you by TNT, the family-friendly show, Mike. And then closing proceedings that same evening with Cold Day in Hell. So much to look forward to. And Mike, we're kind of hot off the heels of Liverpool Comic Con, and TNT, as per the last year or so, were featured very heavily at Comic Con. I've got some slides here, some pictures here, but you were there as always. Looked like a very, very healthy crowd there. And tell us a bit about it. What are your recollections? And another fantastic day or 2 of action from TNT in particular.
Yeah, amazing. We had such a great time. A huge thank you, as always, to Monopoly Events, who put on an absolutely epic show. Obviously, we're right by Hagrid's Hut this year, but we had some amazing matches. The crowd was healthy. We had some great celebrity visitors who came to see us as well. Claire Sweeney, Ricky Tomlinson came over to enjoy the action. We had Batman, the Penguin, and the Joker, freshly escaped from Arkham Asylum, came and got involved. And it was just an absolutely brilliant weekend. I think everybody who came to watch a bit of TNT wrestling enjoyed themselves there in the M&S Bank Arena. And the whole weekend was just absolutely amazing. Very well organised by Monopoly Events. And we're looking forward to, obviously, Fiddle of a Wrestling in February, the 15th and 16th of February, run by Monopoly Events as well. So we've got that to look forward to. And, of course, it was just absolutely brilliant. Some great matches. There's Derice causing havoc as usual with Merida there from Brave. Just watch out, Derice. And as Harry Potter, Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger, watch on there.
Absolutely. And I'm sure you've all been keeping tabs on TNT socials over recent weeks, but this was a big announcement just a few days ago, and TNT's 2025 lineup dates. And we got shows both on the Ignition brand and the TNT Extreme brands through January, March, May, July, September, and of course November. So just get on over to TNT socials. More information there. There will be links as far as where you can get your tickets when they become available. And of course, scrolling along the bottom of the screen is where you can get your tickets for this coming Saturday for No Limit and Cold Day in Hell. Just head over to skiddle.com or download the Skiddle app. It's very, very straightforward. Get your ticket or tickets for both shows. And of course,
hey, John, I've got a tip for you.
Go on.
I was going to say, if you're looking at them dates that came up on the screen, then it is Black Friday this week. So what you find is that the best hotel prices in Liverpool are available on Black Friday. So if you're planning to come to any of our shows next year, book your tickets now in advance and book your hotel, because you'll get it at the cheapest it could possibly be for next year, and therefore you'll beat the crowds, and also you get the best deal possible, so it'll save you some money. So get yourselves organised this week. Have a look at them dates. Get along to Merseyside Massacre, DOA, Going Off Big Time, Summer Explosion, and all the other epic events we've got coming up next year. And get your hotels booked now while they're discounted.
Absolutely. September's looking packed. You got Effie over with his big gay brunch again, and the Thrill Kill tournament, as well as Sirens Fury. But some 14 shows under the TNT Extreme and Ignition banner for 2025. Yeah, lots to look forward to, and lots to look forward to right now. And Mike, let's get straight into it, and let's talk about TNT Ignition, No Limit, taking place this coming Saturday, the 30th of November. And doors will be opening at 1:30, first bell at 2 o'clock. And let's talk about some of the features, some of the attractions there, and one of them being Gareth Kelly will be there, set to appear. And Bad Boy Chiller Crew will be in the house on Saturday, the 30th at Ignition No Limit. Are you familiar with the Bad Boy Chiller Crew, Mike? Are they on your playlist?
Well, yes, but especially they have been involved at TNT before, and Gareth especially is a bit of an athlete himself, a bit of a fighter himself, and he has been involved in a TNT ring in the past, squaring up to the likes of Tom Felwell, amongst others. So yeah, he helped out MVK at a show either last year or even the year before it might have been, but it'd be great to see Gareth back. And these guys definitely have a big fan base in Liverpool. So the Bad Boy Chiller Crew back in the house at No Limit. And yeah, looking forward to seeing what they bring to the table this time in Liverpool.
Absolutely, absolutely. And of course, as I mentioned a moment ago, we are live across TNT's Facebook page and YouTube channel. So interact with the show, get in touch with us. And bearing in mind that these two shows we're going to talk about are the last two shows of the year for TNT. Tell us about some of your highlights of the year for 2024, what you've enjoyed most, or what you're looking forward to most from the two shows that we are going to be talking about. And we've had Wrestle Snaps get in touch already, watching us live by YouTube. Thank you so much. Evening, gents. I hope you are doing well. Yes, we are. Can't wait for Saturday, the last two shows of the year. Let's end it with a bang. And I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will. And let's talk about the first match that will be taking place on Saturday at No Limit. Quintessential versus Skull Brawl. Now, if I remember rightly, Mike, these two teams went face to face, nose to nose. They squared off at a recent TNT Ignition show not too long ago. This is the rematch. You know Quintessential very, very well, and I know that you're learning more and more about Skull Brawl on a regular basis with their various appearances at TNT. But for tag team wrestling, you can have two fantastic teams really butting heads in this one at No Limit.
Yeah, that's it. So they have interacted in the past a couple of times. Obviously, Skull Brawl with team of Emerson Jane, Quintessential sided with Drew Parker in the past, and there's been numerous scuffles between them and problems between them. But Quintessential seems to have gone down a rather dark path since sort of teaming with Drew Parker, including attacking Emerson Jane amongst others. So yeah, not been very happy with Quintessential's behaviour recently at TNT. Skull Brawl, on the other hand, we first saw them at Comic-Con Liverpool last year, and those two guys, absolutely brilliant wrestlers, and the mighty Asgardian himself, it can be a laugh a minute sometimes when he struggles with some of the modern concepts and things such as technology in Liverpool. But yeah, it's always great to see, and I think that is going to be an absolute battle, that one between those two great tag teams. So excited for that one, and I think Skull Brawl have been on the ascendancy recently, so looking forward to seeing how that one turns out.
Absolutely. Let's have a little look at this one here. Tony Wright versus Lewis Johnson. And these two have had a proper war of words on social media. We do have a bit of a hype package, a bit of a hype video from these two, which we're going to have a look at now, because these two have been really going to war on social media with one another ahead of their big match this coming Saturday.
It seemed like my little experiment worked, didn't it? Got TNT to say that I'm not disappointed. would be a lie. But to say I was surprised, now that would be an even bigger one. You see, we have just had wrestlers, both internationally and domestically, come to TNT to put their bodies on the line to satiate the greed of your so-called fans. And what is it your fans want? They want more. They want more blood. They want more violence. They want more wrestlers putting themselves in an alley ground. And what is their reward going to be for all this? I am going to teach them a lesson that they will take with them for the rest of their lives. And that is, appreciate what you have now, because someday it will be taken away from you. And Tony Wright, I just want to say that I am a fan of you, and I am not here to make a name off of you. You are right. Tony of 2 years ago compared to the leading man of professional wrestling today are two entirely different animals. And that story, that evolution, that change is nothing short of awesome. For that reason alone is why on one hand the fans absolutely adore you, and on the exact opposite hand, that is why they don't deserve you. I'm sure you can put two and two together. I want to apologise to him, but not for what I've done. I want to apologise for what I'm about to do. No hard feelings.
I've had some time to process the Effie brunch weekender. And, it's supposed to be a really fun time for everyone involved. However, I didn't get to have that experience. If you weren't there, in the Rainbow Rumble, I got taken out of the match. I was rendered unable to compete in the match because I was attacked by the voyeur, the creep, the man who's been filming innocent, defenceless people in their own homes for his little Blair Bitch project. That man revealed himself to be Lewis Johnson, and Lewis, I'm sure you felt that going after me was an easy statement to make, and maybe 2 years ago you would have been correct, but you're 2 years too late, and making a name off of Tony Wright is something everyone's trying to do. Join the queue, bro. Story of my life. And a mistake you made was feeling that I would just accept being victimised, because I'm not to be taken lightly. I am not a joke. I'm a professional wrestler, and we are not done here. If you think that I will accept just being a plot device in your story, a supporting character to help you tell the story you want to tell, you are so wrong. Because I'm going to show you firsthand that in this story, I'm the leading fucking man.
Mike, there we go. If that doesn't get you in,
boom, my friend.
Boom, 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 boom. Indeed, that's going to be one hell of a match for sure. But No Limit is already shaping up to be a fantastic card. We've spoken about the first couple of matches, but Tony Wright versus Lewis Johnson, of course. My apologies. Yeah, any thoughts on that one ahead of any thoughts ahead of that one, Mike?
Of course, the Limb Reaper taking on the leading man. And Tony Wright has been on an absolute stratospheric rise to the top of British wrestling over the last couple of years. And Lewis Johnson, I'm afraid to say, I think he hates to see that. Lewis has been somebody who's, he's been around the scene and doing very well for almost 10 years now. And he's finally getting his opportunities, but he feels that, Tony has just jumped the queue and gone straight to the top, the leading man, the star of the show. And this Limb Reaper, meanwhile, he's hiding out in the shadows, making his Blair Bitch project, as Tony Wright calls it. I was involved in that video that he filmed, John, as he must have caught me on the only day I managed to make it to the gym in the last couple of months. But yeah, it was creepy, very creepy. That viral video that just, it came up on one of our barbed wire. I think it was the first show we did. It popped up. And then at the show, John, as he managed to sort of film videos of different personnel from TNT sort of at home, at the gym. He even seemed to be in Simon Hill's bedroom, it seems, in part of the video. So I don't know what was going on there. But the Lim Reaper is definitely out for revenge. And, that could be a match that could steal the show. And as we just said, John, as well, Aspen Faith has been in touch and says that they are going to absolutely bring the boom. Exactly, there it is. Going to bring the boom to Quintessential this week in Liverpool. So looking forward to catching up with those guys. And I think it's going to be a very special Saturday in Liverpool. 2 shows in one day, family friendly, no limit, and then Cold Day in Hell. It's going to be absolutely awesome, John. I cannot wait for Saturday. Excited already. The more we talk about it, the more excited we are. And talking about legends, Roger's in the house.
Yo, Roger Jones. Bro. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Megan, hey, John and Maddog. Hey, Megan, I hope you're enjoying Barbed Wire. And this is the pre-show for No Limit and Cold Day in Hell. And let's see where we are. And let's talk about this one here. PL Dotson versus Najay. Now, Najay is a character that you've been more and more familiar with as 2024 has gone on. He's become a little bit of a regular fixture in a TNT and a TNT Ignition ring in particular, Mike. PL Dotson has been on the scene for a while and been in a TNT ring many a time also. But this is going to be an interesting encounter and a first-time encounter between these two. First-time matchup and another fantastic, intriguing match, I have to say, for the fans that are going to be attending No Limit on Saturday.
Yeah, I've been particularly impressed with PL Dotson. The loquacious Leviathan has been absolutely excellent in ring performances. Really, came out the blue for me. I had heard about him before and ring announced for him previously, but it's sort of really stepped up his game. Very sort of reminiscent of John, as I know you know that Walter worked at TNT in the past, but Dotson. Statuesque, very similar when I've seen him recently to that sort of ring general sort of style, and very crisp and technically very, very good in the ring. Najay, on the other hand, rookie season, very excitable character, done absolutely brilliant at Comic-Con, picked up a big win there, and it's his rookie season. He's done absolutely brilliantly. You don't see many rookies picking up victories at TNT, but Najay has done absolutely excellently, and it's good to see him in action all over the place. That'll be a clash of two very contrasting sort of characters and styles, so that'll be a really interesting match, that, Jonas. And it's going to be hard for me to pick a winner in that one, so excited to see what happens Saturday there.
Absolutely, and Najay is looking like the real deal, especially with his performances in a TNT ring of late. And PL Dotson, he is a mean son of a gun for sure. Let's talk about this one here. We got now you might be able to pronounce this a little bit better than I. But we've got Jimmy Jackson versus Chase Alcala.
Yeah, Chase Alcala and Jimmy Jackson. Obviously, Jimmy Jackson, the star attraction, has been an absolute staple of TNT Ignition. Brilliant wrestler, always keeps the crowd entertained. Mad circus and gymnastic skills, and a tough cookie, to say the least. And Chase, of course, previously known as Chase Alexander, Jonas, but raised in the distilleries of Liverpool, and a very angry gentleman. And at last time in action at Comic-Con, some of the moves that he was hitting, absolutely brutal and vicious. A nasty piece of work at the moment, Chase. And he wears that strange mask and comes out with his with like some sort of martini on the way to the ring, dressed in a dinner jacket style suit. So that's going to be a real clash between those two. Both excellent wrestlers, and Chase, a veteran of TNT, and that's going to be a hell of a fight, that one. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. And then we're going to talk about, for the Ignition Women's Championship, Lucy Sky, the reigning defending 2-time Ignition Women's Champion, against HCC, Helen Charlotte Campbell. And these two two of the very strongest and very best performers in a TNT Ignition ring, and they're going to be fighting over Lucy Sky's championship. And just want to bring up this picture here. I may have shown it before, but deathmatch Lucy after winning the championship for the second time, and that was a hell of a match. But now I don't know if it'll be as bloody an affair with HCC, but it certainly is going to be a very, very tough encounter for both individuals. And yeah, Lucy Sky is going to have to be on her game on Saturday to overcome HCC, who has been going from strength to strength in a TNT Ignition ring, Mike.
Yeah, you're right about that. HCC has been absolutely exploding all over the Northwest and putting in great performances all over the place, growing in stature every time we see them in the ring. And Lucy Sky, similarly, after that amazing feud with Casey Owens and obviously showing her toughness and heart and determination in that death match, you know, Lucy has shown she will do anything to keep hold of that belt, and it's been a fighting champion. So, yeah, another great match there. Two of the absolute best on the scene at the moment. And, you know, that's going to be a real clash. So, yeah, really looking forward to that one, Johners.
Absolutely. We've always spoken about
that as the death match there. It's on the family-friendly show, Johners. So I think we'll keep the blood down to a minimum on that one if we can, just for our friends who are going to be joining us.
We've got one more match to discuss, and we will do very, very shortly. But just a reminder, we are live across TNT's YouTube channel and Facebook page. So if you are watching us live, thank you so much. Get in touch with the show, interact with the show, ask us any questions about the show, and what have been your highlights from TNT in 2024 as we look ahead to 2025. But we're not done with No Limit yet, and we're going to talk about this one here for the TNT Ignition Championship. MVK has been a long reigning, successfully defending champion of the Ignition Championship, going up against Joseph Connors. Now, Joseph Connors has got a very, very long and strong and proud history with TNT, Mike, a former TNT world champion, no less. But back inside of an Ignition ring this coming Saturday at No Limit. And we do have some words from both gentlemen. And let's just cue this up now, because Joseph Connors and MVK sent us this little video.
November the 30th, I, Joseph Connors, make my return to TNT Wrestling. Now, TNT, we've got quite the history together, haven't we? I'm a former TNT champion, and I've faced off against some of the world's best inside a TNT ring. I'm, of course, talking about the Walters, now known as Gunther, Mark Haskins, Ashton Smith, Wolfgang, Tyler Bate. The list goes on and on and on. The achievements, the victories, the accolades that I've amassed over the years, they can go on and on and on as well. But sometimes you have to look at yourself, you have to take a long, hard look in the mirror and take stock in your life. Because if you take too long sitting in the past, simply put, if you sit still, everybody else will simply move past you. And I am not willing to do that, because I look around at the world right now, I look around the independent wrestling scene, the worldwide wrestling scene, the Tate Mayfairs, who I'm more than familiar with, the James Ellises, the Leon Slaters, the Riley Novas, the Gabriel Kidds, the list is endless, the names are endless, the talent is endless. But I look at myself and I know, and you know, anyone who's watching this, anyone who's seen me perform, anyone who's seen me wrestle, anyone who's seen me fight, survive, strive, knows that there's so much more left in this time. I'm not just coming in to shake hands, get a pat on the back, get a payday, and then leave and walk out the door. I'm coming for you, MVK. And don't get me wrong, this is not to insult you, this is not to take the mickey out of you. You are built like a brick you-know-what house. You are one of the most talented, one of the most athletic, one of the most gifted wrestlers in the country right now. And I'm not here to downgrade your talents, but I'm not going to downgrade myself either. On November the 30th, I come back to TNT, and I'm coming for that Ignition Championship. You better believe it.
Joseph Connor, you want to send shots at me? You're saying you're coming for my championship. You think you're going to come back to TNT and beat me and take my title? Are you forgetting who you're about to get in the ring with? You said, I better believe you. Guess what? No, I don't believe you. I'm going to give you a beating of your lifetime. You want to send shots at me, talking about you've been in the ring with this person, that person, some of the world best wrestlers? So have I. So have I. I'm an all-around athlete. Don't forget what I can do in that ring. You want to go to the top rope? You want to be a high flyer? You want to be a ground wrestler? I can do the same thing. I can do the same thing. All my life, we try overlook it. And you know what? In the end, you know what I do? I prove you all wrong. I'm a survivor. Where I'm from, the things what I've done in my life, the places where I've been, people like you and people like them, they wouldn't last 2 seconds in my world. So don't you dare talk about survivor. If you think for 1 second you're going to come back to TNT because you used to be the former TNT World Champion and you're going to get in the ring with me and take my title from me, you better think again. November 30th at No Limit, I'm going to absolutely give you a beating. Because guess what? I'll be on my A game. And I hope you bring your A game too.
Mike, No Limit is shaping up to be an absolute banger of a show. The previous matches that we spoke about could be show stealers anywhere across the country, but this one here, this main event, MVK's been an absolute dominant performer, a dominant champion, an all-round performer, an all-round athlete, one of the best in the country, going up against one of the best in the country. Joseph Connors coming back to make a mark in TNT and to become the Ignition champion. These two of the best in the country, they're going to be going head to head for that Ignition Championship this coming Saturday, my friend. It's wow. It's a show stealer of all show stealers and a real ticket mover. Go to skiddle.com to get yours for this match and all the others we've mentioned. But No Limit is shaping up to be an absolute banger, headlined by this championship match, Mike.
Yeah, excellent matchup. Obviously, Joseph Connors, one of the best technical wrestlers and, NXT UK star. He was, so when TNT first began, the very first show I ring announced for TNT was going off big time in 2015. And Joseph Connors defeated, I believe it was Alexander Wright, who wrestles at WAW. On the second show, I think it was the only match recorded that Summer Explosion 2015. He bested Terry Ace, one of All Star Wrestling's best sort of wrestlers in the last 10 years. And then he just went on a trajectory where he just did not lose all the way until winning the championship at the O2 Academy in Liverpool. And Connors was just an absolute star on an absolute tear during that time period. And it was only when he got caught up in, Walter and Tyler Bate and Jordan Devlin in various different matches that he actually lost the championship there. But Joseph Connors, absolutely brilliant wrestler. But as MVK said in that video package there, MVK, it's a different world. It is a different world. And MVK is a fighter. He is the lion. And you know what as well? He is a very, very dangerous man, especially as the champion. We said about Lucy Sky, she'll do anything to defend her title. I'm worried what MVK would do to keep his TNT Ignition Championship. And Joseph Connors is a tough fighter as well. But MVK, just very, very dangerous individual. And I think that's going to be a show-stealing match, as you said, Johners. But it could be ending with somebody, paying a visit to the hospital.
Absolutely. We saw in the video package the journey that Joseph Connors went on, certainly in his TNT career. And what MVK is doing now is kind of mirroring that journey that Joseph Connors has been on. Two unstoppable forces. But Joseph Connors has been to the show. He's been the TNT World Champion. He's been on NXT UK. He's been signed, to the big company. And MVK is on that journey, and he's on a terrifying, scary reign of dominance at the moment as the Ignition champion. I think Joseph Connors had better not underestimate MVK because he's having, as Wrestle Snaps has rightly said, an incredible year. Absolutely unstoppable is MVK. Completely on the money there. I don't know whether Joseph Connors, with his entire wrestling journey behind him, whether he's faced anybody quite like MVK before.
He's faced some absolutely amazing competitors, brilliant athletes. But yes, MVK, very dangerous. He, just last month defeated Jay Joshua, and Jay Joshua is an absolutely brilliant competitor. MVK can just take things up to that 5th and sixth gear out of nowhere. Massive athleticism, huge strength. It's just, this guy is the total package, and that is why he is the TNT Ignition champion. And, you know, Joseph Connors is going to have to use all his smarts, all his technical whereabouts, everything he's learned over his years in wrestling, if he wants to pry that belt away from MVK this weekend on Saturday.
Absolutely. Let's have a quick recap of some of the matches because it's an absolutely loaded card, from Quintessential versus Skullbrawl, Tony Wright versus Lewis Johnson, PL Dotson versus Najay, Chase Alcala versus Jimmy Jackson, Lucy Sky versus HC,
pal.
MVK versus Joseph Connors. It's an absolute banger. But get your tickets over at skiddle.com or just download the Skiddle app. We want to shout out TNT's sponsors. And going into 2025, we want to thank Active Souls. You can go and see them on all of their social or at activesouls.co.uk. And they're going to be having stalls at their 2025 shows, from their January 2025 shows, so you can check them out and maybe purchase some trainers from Active Souls. And of course, Ramaclobber. Mike, you might be able to tell us a bit more about Ramaclobber, because they've been associated and a sponsor with TNT for a while now. But another fantastic sponsor of the show, and a lot of merchandise can be had from Ramaclobber. Tell us a bit more about it.
Yeah, some amazing bespoke clothing, including hoodies, pullover tops, all that sort of style of gear. Just the best Ramaclobber about on the Liverpool scene, including an amazing Kraken design that they've had in the past, and looking forward to seeing some of the new stuff that they're going to be coming up with. And obviously Active Souls providing some of the best and most exclusive trainer designs in the UK, and some highly sought after trainers. If you're a collector of trainers and footwear and that sort of thing, these are the guys to check out. Make sure, especially with Christmas coming up, some ideal gifts on there. And as you mentioned, they will be with us in Fusion Nightclub in Liverpool next year, all our events. So looking forward to welcoming them. And maybe the Mad Dog will have some new sneakers. I might have my shiny shoes on at the weekend, Jonas. There seems to be a fan club for the shiny shoes now.
There we go. You'll have to get yourself some Mad Dog branded Active Soul trainers for sure. But there we go. Who knows? And we also want to shout out Slap Fight Championship UK, because they are now in partnership with TNT Extreme Wrestling. And Mike, you do a little bit of commentary for Slap Fight Championship UK, and they will have their presence known at Cold Day in Hell that we'll talk about very, very shortly. But Slap Fight UK, slap fighting is becoming more of a popular sport or form of entertainment, and now in association with TNT Extreme Wrestling.
Yeah, very serious sport, and it's just been featured recently in The Rock's new movie. He has a slap fight with Krampus in that, so that was excellent to see it featured in mainstream. And I'm the host and also commentator with the Gunman on Slap Fight UK. We had an amazing event in Box Park, Liverpool, Slap Fight 4, just a couple of weeks ago, where we crowned the first ever Brit Slap champion. And there is going to be a next event in February 22nd. Up in Scotland, in Glasgow, at the weightlifting event there. So looking forward to that. And there will be, John, as you mentioned, a slap fight in the, I believe it's going to be in the VIP portion of Cold Day in Hell, but it may well end up being part of the show by the looks of things. So the bomber Sean Wood making his debut in slap fight, taking on One Shot Dan Mitchell. So Dan had a massive victory at the last show at the Box Park. And the Bomber is a very prolific bare knuckle boxer and fighter, so a very tough individual. But One Shot, he was literally very steady in his fight against George the Wobbler Wilson, which was in the Box Park just a couple of weeks ago. And that one is going to be viewable on YouTube very shortly. So I know Brit Slap are preparing their videos for release, and that's one you want to check out to see how One Shot picked up the victory against Manchester's Wobbler. The Wobbler had a massive fan base with him in Liverpool, Jonathan. I'm sure George will be back in Brit Slap action as well at some point in 2025. So be exciting. It'll be something new for the TNT Extreme fans to see Obviously, they've seen a lot. They've seen violence. They've seen, you know, a lot of wrestling over the 10 years that TNT's existed. But this will be the first ever slap fight to take place in a TNT Extreme Wrestling ring. So looking forward to seeing how that one goes down. I'll run through the rules on show day, John, as I don't need to bore you with all the rules now, but it'll be 7 rounds, I believe, slap fight. And the basics to remember, John, is no stepping, no clubbing, and no flinching. So as long as you've got that locked in, we'll be all good. No fouling, John, as we don't want you getting disqualified and missing a slap.
What about, you know, if you've got your baby faces and your heels, are there any low blows? I mean, you know,
you don't get a
do
chance.
Some serious harm.
You both step up to the barrel, and that's it. You count to 3, and that's it. You absolutely sock your opponent. Making sure to keep your palm open and slap them on the side of the cheek there, rather than if you hit them on the side of the head, it's clubbing. If you hit them on the side of the neck, it's clubbing. That's a foul. You lose a slap if you have 2 fouls consecutively. So there's a few things to bear in mind, Jonas, but we'll have a night out sometime,
Let's move
Jonas,
on.
and me and you will have a slap fight, and we'll see how you get on.
Well, I'm not down for that. You're bigger than me. But let's talk about this. The second show on offer this coming Saturday, the 30th of November, from TNT. Cold Day in Hell, Mike. And just a shout out, the posters, the match graphics, absolutely awesome. And a shout out to Inhibit, who'll be performing live. And they got the theme tune for Cold Day in Hell, but they will be performing live on Saturday at Cold Day in Hell. And like I say, go and check out their stuff on Spotify. And of course, there will be an extreme VIP meet and greet with Cruel. And there'll be a professional photo opportunity, TNT exclusive autographed 8x10, and early entry into the show itself. But lots on offer before the wrestling even starts. We spoke about slap fights and bands playing on stage and extreme VIP meet and greets. And of course, Judas Gray will be there in action. No announced match yet for Judas, but he has been a regular feature in a TNT ring over 2024, as a matter of fact. And Judas Gray, one of the most improved young up-and-coming wrestlers of 2024, and he will be gracing us with his presence on Saturday. But let's talk about this match here. Set to Stun versus Act 2. Act 2, I know the guys very, very well. I'll be interviewing them on my show in a couple of days' time against Set to Stun. And like I say, 2 fantastic tag teams. And this is going to be a wonderful match for the TNT Extreme audience on Saturday. And let's talk about this one, Mike, because as you know, tag team wrestling is my jam. And this match, I'd definitely be there for that alone. Tell us about it.
Yeah, going to be amazing. Set to Stun, formed at the end of Effie's Big Gay Brunch. And, you know, Adam Bolt is somebody I've worked with around the country, absolutely brilliant wrestler. Shay Monet is someone who's reached the absolute pinnacle of TNT. And then, these 2 have come together as a tag team, going to be absolutely brilliant, really exciting. And obviously they're taking on Jack Knudsen and Benjamin Harland, Act 2, who are really riding the crest of a wave all around the UK. The crest of a new wave, maybe we could say, but doing absolutely brilliantly. Always, one of the best performances on the show. And the difference in this one could be that Set to Stun are a brand new tag team. They've not tagged together before, as far as I know. So this is going to be their first opportunity to work together as a team, and that could be decisive in this one. As Act 2 are, sorry to steal this from Critchy and Tom McCall, but Act 2 are a finely tuned machine. So we'll look forward to seeing that one on Saturday.
But as you rightly mentioned, Shay Monet, a former TNT world champion, and Adam Bolt having the best year of his career, picking up championships all over the place. But them 2 teaming together could be a formidable force against, as you rightly said, a well-tuned team in Act 2 who are setting the UK ablaze with their fantastic, very dynamic, exciting tag team action. Let's talk about this one here. And these 2 have they know all about social media buzz, Mike. And the introduction, the first appearance of Gain at Effie's Big Gay Brunch a couple of months ago pretty much set the internet ablaze with, it went viral. Let's be honest, it went viral. And Blue Payne knows a thing about going viral, having just returned from appearing in a GCW ring with Kurt Angle and Mick Foley, no less. And they've gone to war with Matt Cardona, and some of the biggest and best names in the UK. But Blue Payne will be going face-to-face with Gain. And it'll be an interesting encounter. and I had Blue Pain on my show a couple of months ago, and it was very interesting to get his take on Gain when Gain was first getting traction and all the social media hype. But this was going to be a very, very interesting match, and I don't think Blue Pain is a fan of the traction and the buzz and the social media hype that Gain has been getting since he made his debut a couple of months ago.
That's it. I'm surprised it's not a mask versus mask match, to be fair. But yeah, you know, the social media coverage from Gain, we had Stevie Richards talking about it. We had Kane himself speaking about it. And, you know, both a homage to, you know, obviously Kane himself. And
Big Red Machine, yeah.
Gain, very impressive at Effie's Big Gay Brunch. And Blue Pain, obviously someone we're very familiar with, who's wrestled numerous times against Gene Money, Gangrel, and others at TNT in the past. So yeah, this is going to be a great matchup, and you know, it's as I said on social media, where there's pain, there's gain.
Absolutely,
So,
we've got so much to look forward to, Mike, and can't wait to get Well, speaking of the disruptor, it certainly disrupted me then. I was in full flow, but Mike, any idea what's going on there? And who is the disruptor? We're going to see him in, what, 72 hours or something like that? Any idea?
The disruptor coming to TNT over the weekend at No Limit or Cold Day in Hell by the looks of things. And I have no idea what that's all about, but I know you hate being interrupted, Jonas, so I know you can't be a fan of them, whoever it is, but exciting times if it's somebody returning to TNT or somebody new appearing. Looking forward to finding out who it is. Anyway, it's definitely more intriguing to me than when that Blair Bitch project video was on.
And there's only one way to find out what's going on, and that's to go to skiddle.com or download the app and get your tickets for No Limit and Cold Day in Hell this coming Saturday from the Fusion nightclub in Liverpool, Saturday the 30th of November. And you'll see all of the matches, all of the action that we've already announced. That the card is looking very, very solid. And of course, you'll find out more about what the Disruptor is all about. But yeah, there's only one way to find out. Get your tickets and be down there, the Fusion nightclub, this coming Saturday. Let's continue, Mike, and let's talk about Connor Mills. Now, the last time we saw Connor Mills inside of a TNT ring, I believe he was challenging Tate Mayfairs for Tate's World Championship. Came out on the losing end that time round, but this time he's going to be facing another former TNT World Champion in the shape of Leon Slater, who is lighting up the independent world, and of course TNA over in the States doing some incredible things stateside. But two of the very best, youngest, finest professional wrestlers in the UK, or to come out of the UK, doing great things on a wider scale. Connor Mills versus Leon Slater. This is could be another show stealer, Mike. A fantastic matchup between these two.
Yeah, Connor Mills got a massive fan base around the UK, very popular, and you know, showing a toughness and a determination recently that I've not seen from him before. Very laser focused on his goals, and you know, to better himself all the time, constantly striving to improve. So yeah, it'd be interesting, that one. And obviously Leon, I've mentioned this before. This guy is just one of the absolute best. He takes everything in his stride. A humble individual who just works so hard at becoming the best professional wrestler he can be. And at the moment, he is up there as one of the best on the planet. It's you know, he's signed working in TNA. Only this week he had an amazing matchup against Luke Jacobs in a Progress ring. And you know, this one's exciting. Leon, you know, is just, for me, any match, any card that Leon Slater is on, that is worth the ticket money alone to see this guy, because he is a bona fide star, and just somebody you've just got to see in action, and see them live just to believe it. And facing off against Connor Mills, True Grit. That's going to be really, really tantalizing matchup there. So, yeah, that's one you've got to see on Saturday night. So if you're a wrestling fan around the UK and you've not yet got your tickets for Cold Day in Hell, that match alone should be enough for you to get your book out, get paying for that ticket, and get yourself along on Saturday to Fusion in Liverpool, because that match is going to be absolutely astonishing.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I say, Christmas is around the corner. These are the last couple of shows from TNT in 2024. But before you start buying all them presents, treat yourself and get yourself down to the Fusion nightclub this coming Saturday. And speaking of the 0121, who Leon Slater is a very proud member of, we've got the Driller Maloney. Dan Maloney comes back to a TNT ring this coming Saturday, Mike. Cold Day in Hell, and it's going to be a cold day in hell when Driller Maloney returns to a UK ring, returns to a TNT ring. He's got such a rich history with TNT, of course, and it'll be interesting to see what involvement he has in TNT. Cold Day in Hell this coming Saturday, but Driller Maloney back inside a TNT ring. It is literally going to be explosive, and what he's been able to do, certainly in New Japan and around the world over the last year or two, he really has cemented himself as one of the top performers out there right now.
Really is absolutely amazing athlete, and .44 caliber. War Dogs, Bullet Club, Driller Maloney back at TNT, back at Fusion, and you just know that the place is going to go wild. Driller, we said about Leon being a bona fide star. Driller is just at that level right now.
Superstar.
He's up there, absolute superstar, and it's going to be amazing to welcome him back to TNT and see what he's got to say and what he will do at Cold Day in Hell. But if Driller's about, somebody is getting battered. Simple.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And let's talk about this one here. A last person standing match for the TNT World Extreme Division Championship. And you've got Drew Parker versus Emerson Jane. These two they've been to war in 2024, one way or another, interfering in each other's matches, but going toe-to-toe in extreme matches. And this one will be a last person standing match for the Extreme Division Championship. We spoke earlier about Lucy Sky and the ignition match that she has with HCC. We won't see any blood there, but in this match, Drew Parker versus Emerson Jane, I'll be surprised if we don't see more than a bucket full of blood between these two is spilt. And I'm sure it's going to be a last person standing, so it's going to be a lot of punishment. There's going to be weapons. There's going to be punishment. And you know that somebody's going to have to stay down for a full 10 count.
Well, that's it, exactly. And, I can't see either of these people staying down for a 10 count. So it's going to be really intriguing to see how this goes down, because obviously Emerson Jane, DOA winner this year, absolutely tough individual. And Drew Parker, obviously the Deathmatch Prince, wrestled all over the planet in death matches, won all sorts of accolades, and obviously earlier last year retired and only came back. I think it's because of Emerson Jane that partly the Drew came back, because he wanted to just try and beat Emerson Jane after she won DOA, and I don't think he could handle that. And Emerson Jane then cost Drew Parker the victory at Thrill Kill, because B.A. Rose took that victory from Drew because of Emerson Jane's interference. And then they've been battling with each other ever since, waiting for this match to take place. And this is Emerson Jane's opportunity to try and wrestle that crown away from Drew Parker and become the TNT Extreme Division champion. So this is going to be amazing and interesting. That's the last person standing, because, as I said, I cannot see either of these not making a 10 count. I could see them being anything happening to these, set on fire, go through glass, barbed wire, everything, and I could still see them getting up. So this is going to be insane. Something massive is going to have to happen to keep one of these two individuals down.
Absolutely. And we've also got the TNT Women's Championship on the line when newly crowned champion Session Moth Martina takes on Sky Smithson. We've seen Sky inside of the TNT ring before, but going up against the newly crowned Session Moth Martina, this is going to be a fantastic match between two of the very best female performers on the UK scene. And Session Moth with the bit between her teeth, and it's great to see her with gold in her hand. But Sky Smithson, a fierce competitor. But Sexy Smithson is going to be all fight and all fire on Saturday, looking to become the new TNT Women's Champion, Mike.
Yeah, you couldn't have much of a tougher first title defense than against the villainess Sky Smithson. And Smithson obviously has, worked so hard in the gym, has learned so much over the last couple of years. It's been great to watch the improvements and just Smithson just taking it to that next level. Obviously, tagging with LA Taylor and working all around Europe at the moment. Looking forward to seeing that matchup. Session Moff, absolutely deserving champion. I remember seeing Session sort of 10 years ago, fighting up through the scene in Ireland and then all over the world, trained hard in Japan, Ring of Honor. And Johners, it's just it's great to see her finally get the gold in TNT, and it'd be terrible if on her first defense she lost it to Sky Smithson, but Sexy Smithson's got the guns and got what it takes to win that gold. So Sessiomov's going to have to be on her A game to ensure she keeps that TNT Women's Championship a cold day in hell.
Absolutely. And let's talk about this one here. You mentioned the Thrill Kill tournament, deathmatch tournament that took place earlier on this year, where B.A. Rose won that tournament. And he's going to be taking on Cruel, MLW performer, and a bit of a veteran, 6'8", 320 pounds. This guy is an absolute beast. He's a monster. Judging by the picture, he's certainly a monster. But going up against B.A. Rose, I don't think he's quite, faced anybody quite like B.A. Rose before. And of course, the winner of Thrill Kill this year, Mike, we spoke about Drew Parker and Emerson Jane being an all-out battle, and that's going to be an extreme match. This one could be very much another extreme match on our hands this coming Saturday. B.A. Rose, he's not going to take it easy for anybody, let alone somebody like Cruel, who, that could be a big victory for B.A. Rose if he's able to, beat Cruel on Saturday, and that would be a big feather in his cap if he's able to do so.
Yeah, B.A. Rose, though, is a sick and twisted individual.
Yeah.
We saw that at Thrill Kill. We saw it with them videos that he produced with with his butcher stylings, and I was even more terrified by that pin he was wearing. But B.A. Rose, definitely somebody who has a sick mind, and I could see, as you said, the rules going out the window in this one. I don't know what type of match it's expected to be, but I've seen Atrocity Cruel set on fire in the United States recently on a video and just got back up and just walked away from that. So this is somebody who's one tough son of a gun. B.A. Rose, very dangerous, very tough. This one could go anywhere in Fusion and anything could happen. And you can see the blood splatter in the background. I would not be surprised if blood was shed in this matchup as well, as these two violent competitors lock heads. And it's going to be, absolutely brilliant matchup, that one. Looking forward to it. One of the things I'm most excited for going into the weekend.
Let's have a quick recap of some of the matches. And of course, we know that Judas Gray will be in action as will Act 2 going up against Set to Stun on Saturday. Blue Pain versus Gain. Will the match itself be as much of a viral sensation as Gain's debut a couple of months ago? And of course, Blue Pain looking to make sure that he takes all the limelight this coming Saturday. And then we've got for the Tag Team Championships, Temple of Malum defended against former champions Lycos Jim. Connor Mills will be stepping inside a TNT ring once more against former TNT World Champion Leon Slater. Driller Maloney will be returning to TNT at Cold Day in Hell this coming Saturday, and we will see a rematch between Drew Parker and Emerson Jane. This will be a last person standing match for the Extreme Division Championship. And of course, Session Moth Martin will be defending her Women's Championship for the first time against Sky Smithson. And we've just mentioned it, B.A. Rose going up against Cruel. And no specific stipulation, but as Mike just said, this will be an all-out war, an all-out brawl around the Fusion nightclub in Liverpool this coming Saturday. Just to say, click the link in the description down below, or visit skiddle.com, or download the Skiddle app to get your tickets for Cold Day in Hell this coming Saturday, the 30th of November, from the Fusion nightclub. We've just recapped the 6 or 7 matches that are on offer, and of course, not forgetting, Driller Maloney making his return to a UK wrestling ring in TNT, former TNT World Champion Mike, and some of the matches that are on offer. BA Rose versus Cruel, and the last person standing match, Emerson Jane versus Drew Parker. So much on offer. Leon Slater versus Connor Mills, and the fantastic tag action we have taking place at Cold Day in Hell. But it's going to be one hell of a show, Cold Day in Hell. Give us a final pitch, a final sale as to why we should be getting tickets, why we should be heading over to Skiddle.com right now, Mike.
Yeah, it's going to be an amazing Saturday in Liverpool. No Limit first off the blocks, and it's going to be absolutely epic, family-friendly show. Ideal for all the family. Bring your friends, bring your family, let them all know about it. Great for a Christmas day out if you're out and about in Liverpool. And then in the evening, Cold Day in Hell, it's got Slap Fight UK, the first ever slap fight in a TNT Extreme Wrestling ring. Exciting times. And just to backtrack slightly, we need to mention that tag team matchup. Will Lana Austin and the other members of Temple and Malum play a part in that matchup? Like us, Jim, one of the best tag teams around. Can they wrestle back their tag team championships from the Temple of Malum? That's going to be really intriguing, that one. But will Lana Austin, the superstar, be involved? Will Joe Kessler be involved? These are questions you've got to ask yourself as Temple of Malum aim to keep hold of their tag team championships. But you have to be there to see all this action go down. You've got Drilla Maloney. You've got B.A. Rose versus Atrocity Cruel. You've got Emerson Jane versus Drew Parker. It is going to be an absolutely insane show. It's just going to be one you cannot miss. Our last show of the year for TNT Extreme Wrestling. Make sure you're there. And I'm looking forward to welcoming everyone there on Saturday. And of course, John, as you mentioned earlier, the evening show, Cold Day in Hell, will be on Triller TV, I believe, on Saturday evening live for anyone to watch who can't be in attendance. But get your tickets now. We look forward to seeing you there. You've got to be there live, Johners.
There we go. But Russell Snaps brought us another comment. Drew versus Emerson, his most anticipated match this coming Saturday. And we've got Christo Mass watching us live on YouTube. Thank you so much. The last person standing in BA Rose versus Cruel will be both absolute brutal. Well worth getting down there for sure.
Damn right, Chris. Damn right.
Absolutely.
And for Mike at Wrestle Snaps, I'll get the 5-second pose ready for him. John, are you getting your 5-second pose today? What are we doing today?
Well, I just want to give Mike a quick shout out because he sent us these photos from one of the most recent TNT shows. There's Crowley, of course, Effie, Session Moth, having just become the TNT Women's Champion, and of course, Tateness' Greatness as the TNT World Champion. And a quick shout out because we mentioned Cruel, of course, being in Liverpool this coming Saturday. He's also running a seminar next Monday, the 2nd of December, and £40 per member, per entrant, and discounts for anyone that is already a Claw member. And of course, you've got trainers such as Sunna Durson at Claw. You've got trainers such as Sam Gradwell and, of course, Dean Allmark. 3 of the best wrestlers from around the UK who run Claw and trainers at Claw. And they run classes Monday to Thursday. Most evenings, you can see they're £15 per session. But of course, I'm going to bring up that slide one more time. If you want to be part of this seminar with Cruel next Monday, the 2nd of December, if you're an up-and-coming wrestler within the local area, get yourself down there. Just inquire with TNT Socials or with Claw Socials and to inquire about how you can be a part of that. But £40 to be part of that seminar, well worth the money. And of course, just to bring up the dates again for 2025, it's a packed year, Mike, for for TNT. It's going to be a packed year. But of course, we spoke about No Limit and Cold Day in Hell. It's going to be a packed weekend and a busy weekend for you as well, my friend. I hope your voice box lasts the whole day.
Johners, I've done five days on the bounce before with 2 shows a back, and we should be fine doing a 1 day. That's going to be awesome. But the Mad Dog's voice should be fine. I'll be ready for karaoke afterwards on the night out. But one last thing to just run back over as well, Claw Academy training there. That is one of the best opportunities to train under 3 of the absolute best. Dean Allmark, Gradwell, and Sonna Durson. You can go there for £50 a week and go to all their training sessions. I know, like Lizzie Evo's been involved as well in the past, and Rio, that you can go there and train under some of the absolute best wrestlers on the scene. And not just the best wrestlers, the best trainers. These people have coached, Dean Allmark coached Tony Storm, who's, one of the best wrestlers on the planet at the moment. And that is all credit to to Tony Storm's hard work, but also the training of Dean Allmark. What an absolute maestro! And if you're in Liverpool in the Northwest, make sure you get yourself to Claw and give it a try. If you want to become a wrestler, this is your opportunity, and you've got the best trainers in the business there who can teach you exactly what you need to know. And we could have our next crop of amazing British wrestling talent, a hotbed at Claw Academy right there.
There we go. But Mike, I think we're going to wrap things up here. And to do so, we do have a little video package to promote No Limit, the family-friendly show that's taking place from the Fusion nightclub this coming Saturday, the 30th of November. Don't forget to visit
Limit, did you say?
Pardon me?
No Limit.
Yeah.
No, there's no limit.
Mike, but thank you so much for being a fantastic co-host on this episode of Barbed Wire, the pre-show for TNT Extreme Wrestling. And we had a good chat about No Limit and about Cold Day in Hell. But Skiddle.com is where you need to be heading right now. Click in the link in the description down below, or just download the app and get your tickets for No Limit and Cold Day in Hell right now. But Mike, it's been a pleasure. And like I say, we've got a video package to promote No Limit. But my friend, I will see you on Saturday in Liverpool.
See you on Saturday. Thanks for joining in, everybody, and thanks for all your comments. Looking forward to seeing you Saturday.
Take care.
Yes.